This will probably be my most relatable video yet. It sucked not knowing as much Spanish as you should have known growing up. A lot of you probably vary on the no sabo scale, but I'm definitely like a 3. And I can speak for a lot of people when I say that if I forgot a word or don't know how to speak Spanish, that's not our fault. Even though for some reason we get blamed for not getting taught the language. And this has nothing to do with speaking Spanish, but every Hispanic just ends up in New York, Florida, or Texas. Anyways, I feel like I missed out on so many opportunities to get to know people just because of a language barrier. Makes it worse I'm Dominican. There's nothing wrong with being Dominican. I love my people. They're hilarious. But I could have been anywhere from one of the countries in North America or South America. Spanish from the Caribbean has so much slang and it's just different from South America. Just like how in America where you could go to the South and hear, "Where's my trucker hat?" Versus you going up north and hearing, "Where," bro, "Where my mother?" Coffee. I don't know what be going on in New York. It's like that for Latino heritage. And since Latino heritage is so vast and diverse, naturally there's gonna be some arguments on what certain things are called. Like, I want you to imagine this. Here's my not knowing Spanish self using Dominican lingo on my friend whose first language is Spanish and has zero idea what I'm saying. He's over here looking around like I'm trying to put a curse on him. Dique. Huh? Yeah, dique. You don't know what that means? I have no idea what you're saying. That's not a word. So here I am trying to figure out, did I say that wrong? Cause I've heard that word so much growing up, but not as much as Vina. Dominicans use Vina with a switch. And speaking of growing up, as a kid, this was just some alien language that only the adults spoke. Cause every single one of my cousins understood it but me. But as kids, they were spoken to in Spanish and they were respond in English. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, they're just like me. And eventually, I'll catch on. But we then got a little older and I still didn't understand it. Is that a skill issue? Maybe. But that's not my fault. My family can't say you don't try to speak Spanish, but barely taught me. That makes zero sense. And that's the thing, cause the more you get older and older, you start to realize like, dang, I never learned this as a kid. No. I never got taught this as a kid. Words were thrown here and there, but not enough to hold a conversation. And I think back to when I was little, when I was on a trip in the Dominican Republic, and my mom was telling me how my great grandma wanted to keep me with her. And I'm like, bro, imagine how much the timeline could have changed if I grew up in the homeland. But at the end of the day, since there was 2 languages spoken in the house, there were just some words I never learned how to say in English. But if you're like me, just learn your second language, especially if you don't look it. Just save yourself the embarrassment, cause I remember when I was a freshman in high school, I got paired with these 2 kids that only spoke Spanish. And one of the kids in my group, he knew I was Dominican, so he turned to me and said something in Spanish. And my brain never felt so locked in on a task before. I never felt that active using 100% of my brain meat. And all I know is that he said something along the lines of, "You should know this, you're smart." Like, that just caught me off guard. When you get caught off guard like that, nah. At least he didn't laugh, because when someone laughs at you for speaking Spanish, anxiety goes through the roof. And it's a little discouraging too for the people that are trying to at least speak Spanish. It's basically a way of saying, "You idiot, you're Hispanic and you can't speak Spanish." I already told you that different countries have different lingos. What a way of words Dominicans have. But I feel like that could be a video by itself. But listen guys, on a real note, if this applies to any of you watching this video, learn your language. Or even if it isn't Spanish, the language your family speaks, just learn it. But all the no sabo kids, it's okay. I know your pain. It's all your parents' fault for not teaching you your language anyways. And but bacon, egg, and cheese.